So in the previous video, I looked at the middle section of Robert Schumann's Romance in F-sharp major, where there was a change of colour and a much darker, more ominous mood, before we returned back to a repeat of the opening theme, where there's just a few slight variations that lead us towards the ultimate conclusion of the piece. So I'm just going to pick it up there and show you how this develops further and closes off the work. Instead of doing what he does in the opening, like this, almost rising and falling sine effect, he does this. It's like voices interrupting each other, building in tension and anxiety. Before subsiding a bit, it's almost impish motive. Now he could end like that after that triumphant climax and conclusion, but instead he does something rather magical at the ending. I'm just going to take it back a little bit and show you how he actually concludes the piece. Yes, that is the opening theme again, although finally now in its last iteration it's a lot thinner, there's fewer notes, the texture is thinner, it's slower, it's softer, marked with the unicorda pedal, and it's also marked perendosi, which means dying away. There's a lovely effect with the pedal that's written in there that I first missed, but it's very clear and deliberate, where in pieces like this usually you have a chord at the end with a whole lot of notes in it, and you would catch those in the pedal, and that's what the piece concludes with, and those notes resonate, and that's it. What happens here is Schumann slowly strips away the accompanying notes, and right at the very end the pedal is marked to be cleared again, which leaves us only with a few notes. I'm just going to highlight that for you so you can hopefully hear it. Clear the pedal, that's all we're left with. And yes, those are the notes that we started with. Everything else has been stripped away and we're right back to where we began, the two notes from the initial theme and the duet, if you like. I like to think of this as the musical equivalent of one of those old black and white movies where the lovers walk off into the sunset together, it fades out and it's the ending credits, and there's something romantic and quite ethereal about it. Now, Robert couldn't have known what they were in for, but like all great art, a piece like this imitates life, and there is an element of the prophetic in it. What subsequently happened was he struggled with mental health issues and then tried to commit suicide. He ended up in an asylum where he died in 1856. Clara lived a full 40 years longer, dying only in 1896. What's incredibly poignant is that when she was on her deathbed, she was reported to have asked her grandson Ferdinand to play this piece for her. Now, she died shortly after this, so this may have been one of the last, if not the last, pieces that she heard. So while it's not necessarily the triumphant conclusion that we heard at the end of this piece, it certainly does reflect what happened in some way, in that despite everything that transpired, in the end, Clara's thoughts go back to this piece that Robert wrote for her at the beginning of their journey together. Maybe it's depicting the two of them walking away into eternity, finally united together. I like to think that's exactly what it is. Thank you so much for watching.